The Ducati 750 GT wasn't mass-produced, it was sculpted. Inside Ducati's 1970 factory, every bike was a statement of Italian engineering, hand-built by craftsmen who treated motorcycles like art. In an era ruled by speed and soul, the Ducati 750 GT rolled off the line not as a product, but as a legend. Born in Bologna, this bike marked Ducati's bold leap into the V-twin era, forever changing the brand's future. Today, we're stepping inside Ducati's original 70s factory to see exactly how it was done, step by step. From raw image castings to the final road test, this is how one of the most iconic motorcycles of its time came to life. No robots, no assembly line shortcuts, just Italian steel, skilled hands, and a deep obsession with speed. Back in the late 1960s, Ducati recognized the growing appetite for bigger, faster motorcycles, especially in the American market. Under the guidance of chief engineer Fabio Taglioni, they decided to develop a twin-cylinder engine that could deliver both reliable performance and the unique flair Ducati fans expected. The 750 GT emerged from that vision in 1971, embodying a groundbreaking blend of style, power, and durability. By confirming through reliable sources like factory archives and published interviews with Ducati's development team, it's clear they intended this bike to stand out in an increasingly competitive arena. Ducati's top brass saw opportunity in meeting American riders' hunger for high-displacement machines. They also aimed to compete with British and Japanese brands that had strong footholds in the US. The 750 GT addressed these challenges by showcasing Ducati's famed engineering know-how. Soon, enthusiasts took notice of the throaty engine note and distinctive L-twin arrangement, setting the stage for a machine that would become a legendary piece of motorcycling history. The heart of the 750 GT was its air-cooled 90-degree V-twin, designed to be smooth-running despite its notable displacement of 748cc. Ducati employed bevel-driven overhead camshafts, an approach often credited for the engine's mechanical purity and precise valve timing. Drawing from proven racing technology and Taglioni's meticulous attention to detail, this engine delivered around 57 horsepower at roughly 7,700 RPM. Some sources place it closer to 60 horsepower. Either way, it offered a spirited ride without the vibration problems found in many parallel twins of that era. Another crucial innovation involved the use of a robust crankshaft and a well-thought-out lubrication system, ensuring the engine's internals could handle extended highway speeds. The L-twin design was far more than a simple marketing gimmick. It provided practical advantages like even firing pulses and improved balance. This allowed riders to enjoy smoother cruising and sharper throttle response, a combination that quickly became synonymous with the Ducati name. By verifying data through period machines and authentic Ducati documents, it's evident the 750 GT's engine set high technical standards for its time. Before we move on to the next one, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you like this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, is it done? Great! Thank you so much. The 750 GT featured a tubular steel frame that gave the motorcycle both rigidity and manageable weight distribution. The design team employed a single backbone paired with a lower cradle, which supported the tall L-twin engine and kept the center of gravity balanced. The rake and trail measurements were finely tuned so that the bike remained stable on long straights, yet nimble enough through twisting roads, appealing to a range of riders who wanted versatility in a single machine. By studying historical build sheets, you'll find that Ducati leaned heavily on steel suppliers that followed stringent quality standards popular in Europe at the time. The brand worked closely with trusted Italian parts manufacturers, ensuring each frame was as sturdy as the power plant it housed. Thanks to this synergy, the 750 GT's chassis supported long-distance riding comfort without sacrificing cornering performance. Enthusiasts of the 1970s often praised Ducati for creating a touring-friendly bike that still held its own when the road got curvy, a feat some competitors struggle to match. Perhaps one of the first things people remember about the 750 GT is that curvy fuel tank, an iconic shape that gave the machine a unique silhouette. This tank was carefully welded and tested for leaks in the factory, then finished with Ducati's distinctive paint schemes. Most models sported a glossy combination of red with black accents, or in some cases, a more understated approach with simple decals. That color palette became synonymous with Ducati's aesthetic in the early 70s. Beyond the fuel tank, the 750 GT's side panels and fenders contributed to a clean, purposeful look. Designers aimed for minimal frills. Everything was functional and understated, in keeping with European design sensibilities of the day. Even the seat had a practical contour to accommodate both rider and passenger comfortably. Verified interviews with ex-factory workers reveal how each bodywork component underwent rigorous inspection before final assembly. This attention to detail ensured the 750 GT looked just as timeless rolling off the showroom floor as it does in vintage collections today. Stepping inside Ducati's Bologna factory during the 1970s was a lesson in old-school craftsmanship. Although some processes were mechanized, much of the 750 GT's production relied on skilled hands and seasoned eyes. Workers took pride in shaping metal parts with precision tools and checking everything by feel, an approach that technology has largely replaced in modern plants. These artisans passed down tips learned from years of working on smaller Ducati singles, adapting their expertise to the bigger twin format. Assembly line employees often wore simple work overalls, and the ambient noise of clanging metal and whirring drills filled the air. Despite the bustle, each step was carefully choreographed to ensure quality control. Interview footage from that era confirms that camaraderie thrived among staff who shared a collective pride in building motorcycles that would soon roam roads all over the world. This dedication was evident in the final product, a bike bearing hallmark traits of Italian craftsmanship, fused with the mechanical ingenuity Ducati was rapidly becoming famous for. One of the most fascinating sights in the 1970s Ducati plants was the engine assembly line. Mechanics would line up crankcases, pistons, and cylinder heads, prepping them for a delicate dance of fitting, tightening, and verifying tolerances. Because the 90-degree L-twin was an intricate design with bevel-driven cams, correct alignment was essential. A minor miscalculation could lead to early wear or performance issues. As a result, every piece was measured and remeasured, sometimes with micrometers to ensure a perfect fit. There was something almost poetic in watching the final torque checks on the head studs, followed by the secure placement of the signature bevel gear tower shafts. Veterans recall how a hush would fall over the station during these critical moments, as any slip could ruin hours of careful craftsmanship. That attention to detail gave the 750 GT its legendary reliability and smooth performance at highway speeds. Period Ducati brochures proudly touted this process, underlining how their assembly line combined mechanical expertise with time-honored Italian traditions, ultimately producing engines that roared to life with minimal fuss. Before a freshly built 750 GT left the factory, it underwent rigorous testing to confirm every component met Ducati's performance benchmarks. Technicians would start the engine, listen intently for odd noises, and scan for fluid leaks. A short test run around the factory grounds helped gauge clutch engagement, gear shifting smoothness, and throttle responsiveness. If anything felt off, the bike was rolled back for adjustments. No shortcuts allowed. This thorough approach is documented in factory test logs that have occasionally surfaced among collectors. Once the initial inspection cleared, more precise tuning followed, focusing on carburetor jetting and ignition timing. These steps ensured the engine delivered a strong torque at lower RPMs while still providing a top-end rush, reminiscent of Ducati's race lineage. By verifying with archival Ducati data, it's clear the brand's emphasis on track-inspired engineering bled into every street bike it produced. Owners soon discovered that even bone-stock 750 GTs provided an exhilarating ride right out of the crate, a testament to this meticulous testing regimen. With strong demand coming from the United States and other international markets, Ducati had to perfect its packaging and shipping methods. Creating a 750 GT demanded equal care. Frames, bodywork, and engines were protected by custom-fit wooden boxes. Workers padded critical contact points to prevent dings or scratches, ensuring each motorcycle landed in pristine condition. Considering the sometimes rough journey across oceans, this extra effort paid dividends. Verified shipping records and period dealership testimonials reflect that the arrival of a gleaming 750 GT created palpable excitement among importers. Dealerships in America reported quick sales as the 750 GT captured the hearts of those seeking something different from the British twins and emerging Japanese bikes of the early 1970s. Because Ducati motorcycles were still a relative rarity on US roads, many 750 GT owners reveled in this exclusivity. The overseas expansion also nudged Ducati to adopt more standardized manufacturing practices, laying the groundwork for the brand's eventual global recognition. Even decades later, the thrill of receiving a freshly shipped Ducati remains a highlight for collectors worldwide. The Ducati 750GT occupies a special corner in motorcycling history, a testament to what passion and ingenuity can achieve. Its round case engine design, combined with that unmistakable L-twin rumble, earned legions of fans around the globe. The machine's early success paved the way for Ducati's future developments, such as the 750 Sport and later models that continued to refine Taglioni's fundamental engineering. Collectors today prize the 750 GT not just for its rarity, but for the story it tells of a scrappy Italian factory that dared to challenge global competition in its own unique style. Though production ended around 1974, the 750 GT's legacy endures in the brand's DNA. Many Ducati loyalists still point to its balance of beauty and brawn as proof that a motorcycle can be both a piece of art and a high-performing machine. Jokes aside, the 750 GT's journey through the nostalgic 70s Ducati factory underscores just how far determination and craftsmanship can go. It remains quite simply one of the most emblematic models ever produced under the Bologna banner. Hope you found this video helpful. If the rumble of classic motorcycles and the history behind them sparks your excitement, make sure to hit that subscribe button. There's always more to share about these legendary bikes, so stay tuned. Thanks for spending time with us, and keep that passion for timeless motorbikes alive.